Well, hello out there, everybody. I'm not going to say good morning because it's actually not morning. I'm doing tomorrow's devotional the night before because I don't really know what the morning's going to hold, and I want to make sure I don't fall off like I did about a week ago, that I can keep the momentum of everything going. But our devotional is going to be entitled for today, Jesus, the One-Time Sacrifice. And our devotional verse is from the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 27. He has no need, like those high priests, to offer sacrifices daily, first for his own sins and then for those of the people, since he did this once for all when he offered up himself. I remember when I was just a little kid, a little silly fun thing I would do with my dad. He'd be sitting on the couch trying to get up and go somewhere, and he'd pretend that he couldn't get up. And I'd grab his hand and grunt and groan and try to help him up. Finally, after a whole lot of valiant effort on my part, we managed to get my dad up and moving. Looking back, that was clearly absurd. My father was 6'2" and weighed over 200 pounds. I was not even half of that in height and maybe a quarter of that in weight. The idea that he needed my help to get up or that I could help him in any way was just silly. Of course, being silly was the point of the game. The book of Hebrews is basically about how Jesus is better than everything else. Jesus is superior to everything. He is the best priest, he is the best sacrifice, and the best Savior. In our passage, the writer is contrasting the priest's repeated sacrifices on behalf of the people with the one-time sacrifice Jesus made on the cross of Calvary. They had to do it over and over, and their actions accomplished nothing. Did you know that those sacrifices were only to show us our need for a sacrifice to obtain forgiveness for our sin? They were a picture and no more. Friends, Jesus' sacrifice for us was enough. The idea that we can somehow help the process along by our own works or actions is just as silly as the game I played with my father. The idea that my puny little works could even touch the totality of my sin is silly, and it is absurd. Friends, the idea that we must work to be saved, to help Jesus finish the job, or to stay saved is not actually silly or absurd. That belief is not some harmless little game. That belief that we have to help Jesus along is a damnable heresy that sends people to hell. Is that you? Do you have a to-do list for salvation? Are you valiantly working to get saved? Do you have a laundry list of things that others must do to get saved or to stay saved? Then you are teaching a damnable heresy that is sending people to hell. Jesus paid it all, does not need your help, and is waiting for you to place your full trust in him rather than in yourself. So my question is, will you today? Have a blessed day in the Lord, my friends.